Hello everyone, God bless. This is Iron Cross. I hope everyone's doing well today. The subject I'd like to cover today is very, very important. Are we living in the end times? Stick around, we'll be right back. Hello everyone. I wanted to discuss today, are we living in the end times? Let's take a look at what Scripture says. In Matthew we read, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, and his disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and the end of the age? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Christ, and shall deceive many."
Jim Jones, who formed the People's Temple, had set up a colony of about 1,000 followers in Jonestown, Guyana in 1977. A year later, U.S. Congressman Leo Ryan traveled to Jonestown to investigate claims that some of the people were being held hostage against their will. Cult members killed him as he tried to leave the country. The following day, Jones had 912 of his followers drink cyanide-laced punch to commit suicide with him. Jones, however, died from a gunshot to the head. Jones argued that since God was the force of love, then God incarnate must be the most loving person, and that person had to be Jones himself. Jones told his inner circle that of course he wasn't God, but the people were so religious that to bring them around to socialism, he had to tell them these things. His followers say they believed in his godlike qualities and said he could see into the future. Jim Jones said, "When your world has failed you, I'll be standing, because I am freedom, I am peace, I am justice, I am God." He also said, "It is written that you are a God. I'm a God and you're a God, and I'm a God and I'm going to stay a God." Those investigating the suicide site in Guyana made a startling discovery, one that perhaps explains why the people could be so easily deceived. There were no Bibles in Jonestown. The cult members were weaned away from their Christian beliefs to follow Jim Jones.
Now, live, this is CBS 4 News First at 5.
Now, each week, hundreds in South Florida come to hear a controversial message from this self-proclaimed Son of God.
I'm Jesus Christ, man.
Tonight, meet the local preacher who claims he's Jesus Christ.
Well, you may not agree, but we've seen the hundreds of followers he has here in South Florida.
Add to that the thousands that he claims to have around the world. CBS 4's Ileana Barella spoke with him. Ileana.
Maggie, over the years, many have claimed to be the new Messiah. This latest entry is a self-proclaimed Jesus who favors designer sunglasses, wears a Rolex, and drives a Beamer. And you don't have to drive far to see him. He's right here in South Florida.
He's back.
I'm Jesus Christ, man. The second coming of Christ.
His name is Jose Luis de Jesus Miranda, but his followers call him Apostle, Dad, or simply Jesus Christ Man.
He is God. He is God.
And they lavish him with money and gifts.
I don't only have one Rolex, I have about 3, because they want to give it to me. It's like when that woman came to Jesus with the expensive perfume and spread it in his feet. He didn't reject it. So when someone gives me a watch or something or a gift, I receive it, you know. I like them too. They're nice.
This self-proclaimed Son of God is a 60-year-old former heroin addict and convict. The divorced father of 4, born in Puerto Rico, now lives in South Florida with his second wife. From this warehouse in Doral, he presides over the Creciendo en Gracia, or Growing in Grace Ministry, which he also calls God's government on earth. And as any other head of state, he is protected by a security detail that mimics the Secret Service.
Miracles, you're healing the sick, you have to walk on water. Do you do any of those things?
No, not necessarily. That's not. See, my evidence is the church, what I'm doing worldwide.
Por eso
what he is doing at more than 300 centers in Central and South America, Cuba, and the U.S. is preaching a message of freedom to indulge. Because according to this modern Messiah, there is no sin, no devil, no hell to pay.
The devil is destroyed, hell doesn't exist, no condemnation for the chosen ones.
I've told people that if you're interested in avoiding World War III, it seems like you ought to be interested in preventing them from having the knowledge necessary to make a nuclear weapon.
There's a very tense situation underway right now in the former Soviet Republic of Georgia. The Georgian Foreign Ministry now says Russian aircraft have bombed Georgian military bases. U.S. response has been coming quickly over the past hour. President Bush keeping in contact with Russian Prime Minister Vladimir Putin.
The terrorists attacked us and killed 3,000 of our citizens before we started the freedom agenda in the Middle East. They were... What did Iraq have to do with what?
The attack on the World Trade Center.
Nothing, except for it's part of, and nobody's ever suggested in this administration that Saddam Hussein ordered the attack. Iraq was the lesson of September 11th is take threats before they fully materialize, Ken.